Welcome back to the Vandy Sports Podcast. I'm Joey Dwyer here in the bowels of Memorial Gymnasium. Wanted to film here because of the NIT thing, and just when you think Vanderbilt's done, it keeps finding ways to win. And I've talked about that for weeks, but that's the motto of this team. Vanderbilt just keeps finding ways to win. They're resilient. They're gritty. Today, looked like the season was over. Michigan had its number for the entire second half. It felt like had the lead for almost the entire second half. Hunter Dickinson got any shot he wanted. Doug McDaniel had a really nice night. Vanderbilt still finds a way to win, goes on a 9-0 run in the last few seconds, forces a turnover on the press, and Tyron Lawrence gets a goaltended layup to go as Vanderbilt takes the lead on Michigan. Doug McDaniel goes down the lane, misses a floater, and Hunter Dickinson misses the putback. Memorial Magic is back, and I don't know if we thought it'd be back this season, but it was tonight, and just another really, really unbelievable win for Vanderbilt, and it came at the hands of its guard play, just like the first NIT game. Guard play was the difference today. Doug McDaniel had a nice night. Hunter Dickinson was unbelievable. Got any shot he wanted, had 21 points on 9 of 16 shooting. Looked like Hunter Dickinson, exactly what I expected to see from him. And even with those performances, Ezra Monyon and Tyron Lawrence found a way to win this game for Vanderbilt. And it wasn't just them, it was Jordan Wright's defense that contributed to it. Jerry Stackhouse brought up that Quentin Malloy-Brown had such an effect on Hunter Dickinson, just wearing him down throughout the night, that Hunter Dickinson probably makes that tip-in on the last possession. If Quentin Malloy-Brown doesn't do that to him, Jordan Wright also wore him down a little bit, talked about that in the postgame. But it just felt like Vanderbilt really had a collective effort, but was led by its guards. Colin Smith also can't be ignored today. I wrote about him. I think Colin Smith is probably as close to penciled into a starting role as you could imagine for Vanderbilt at this point. Next season, if Jordan Wright comes back, you got 4 starters. Tonight, I think you kind of saw that Vanderbilt probably needs to hit the portal for a big, but that conversation doesn't have to happen yet. Vanderbilt wins once again and stays alive. Felt like the season could have been over today. We could have been asking Stackhouse for his thoughts on the season as a whole. Could have been asking Jordan Wright whether he'd be coming back to school, but it was a little premature for that today as Vanderbilt finds a way to win again. Keeps its season alive, and one more win. Vanderbilt's going to Las Vegas to play in the finals of the NIT. Just maybe not the finals, but the final rounds of the NIT. Just another really nice win for Vanderbilt, and obviously the season probably hasn't gone exactly the way Vanderbilt has expected or wanted it to go, just in terms of not getting a tournament berth, which was its goal at the beginning of the year, but it's certainly looking like a team that wants to be here, wants to still play basketball, and that's half the battle in the NIT. Vanderbilt did that today again, and again, just a really nice win, really gritty win for Vanderbilt. Didn't have its best, got out rebounded by 16. Shot 26% from 3-point range, but Tyron Lawrence has 24 points, Ezra Monyon 17 points. In the late 9-0 run, put Vanderbilt up on Michigan and won this game for him. I think we saw today that the front court needs to be addressed and depth needs to be addressed as we head into next year. I think we've known that a little bit, but today kind of put a emphasis point on it. And to be honest, the reason I wrote a quick take about that is because I thought Vanderbilt might not win this game, and we might have to talk about off-season storylines today, but they saved me another night of talking about off-season storylines, and again, just a really solid win for Vanderbilt. And I don't know how Vanderbilt's going to view the season at the end once it all is said and done, once they lose their final NIT game or win the NIT. But just, again, finding ways to win, looking like you want to be here, shows a lot of positive signs for next year, and I think a lot of what the NIT is showing positive signs heading into next year. The front court obviously is going to be a thing. They've contacted some bruiser, below the rim type guys in the portal, and I think that's probably where they're going to try to make a splash in the portal, and I think that's really where it's needed. We saw it today. Hunter Dickinson got anything he wanted. Jordan Wright probably shouldn't have to be guarding Hunter Dickinson at times. Malik Dia probably shouldn't have to be on him yet. Maybe later in his career, but Hunter Dickinson kind of ate Malik Dia alive. Jordan Wright did a nice job fronting him, but again, Hunter Dickinson is a complete mismatch for those guys, but what equalized this game today for Vanderbilt was guard play. The 3-point shooting wasn't there. The defense wasn't there, and, well, maybe not the defense, but the rebounding wasn't there for Vanderbilt. But what equalized it was the guard play, not only in terms of offense, but in terms of running that press late and getting Michigan kind of out of its element. It looked like Michigan had never seen a press before, and Vanderbilt had a real effect on Michigan throughout the night, and again, just finds a way to win. It's been the calling card of this team, even in the past few weeks. Kentucky was a great game for them. Jerry Stackhouse doesn't think they played their best, but I thought that was one of their better games of the year. LSU, they didn't have their best, found a way to win, and today found a way to win, even with some of the guys, some of the depth issues that Vanderbilt had. even with the poor three-point shooting performance, even with the poor defensive rebounding, Vanderbilt finds a way to win this game, and we see the flaws. And I think that's a good thing as you head into the offseason to see kind of, hey, we need some more depth on the wing, we need some depth in the front court. Defensively, we need to rebound a little bit better. That can all be fixed. I don't know if Lee Dort and Malik Dwyer are the answer to that just yet, probably later in their careers, but Vanderbilt might need to go get a guy in the portal who's a little older. But now it feels like Vanderbilt knows what their weaknesses are. Those weaknesses are showing almost every game, and Vanderbilt's still finding ways to win games. So, again, just a really gritty win, and a win that says a lot about this team. It seems like this team's having fun, and not a lot of teams seem that way in the NIT. Jordan Wright changed his shoes at halftime, changed his shirt at halftime. Tyron Lawrence was trying windmills in the game, and Vanderbilt finds a way to win. Again, just a really solid night. I'll kind of go through each player since we don't have to talk about tournament bursts or anything at that point. Ezra Magnon, again, really solid night. Had a really nice duel with Doug McDaniel from Michigan, a guy who has a really bright future in the Big Ten. Ezra Magnon did a really nice job with him, although didn't have the best start. Tyron Lawrence obviously had a tremendous night. Jordan Wright only had 6 points, but Jerry Stackhouse loved kind of the Swiss Army knife aspect of his game that was shown tonight, the way he was able to switch on to Hunter Dickinson, get up into him a little bit, maybe not completely slow him down, but at least give him some trouble. Jordan Wright also hit a few big shots, and although he missed that one late, felt like he was kind of the leader of this resurgence for this team tonight. And Colin Smith, again, like I mentioned, going to be a guy who is a major player next year. What really stood out to me not only was the shot making. One of them was off a different platform where he had used that one dribble pull-up. He used that against Texas A&M as well, so that's something that he's kind of added to his game. But also, Colin Smith taking his guy off the dribble was not something I had on my bingo card heading into today. Or I think Texas A&M, he did it too. That shows an element of Colin Smith's game that we really like to see as you head into next year. I'm sure if you're a Vanderbilt fan, you're excited about Colin Smith. What makes you more excited, though, is seeing in the Yale game when he takes his guy off the bounce and has that fadeaway, or today when he takes Kayet off the top of the key, gets to the lane and hits a little floater over him. Just, again, Colin Smith showcasing really all of his ability. He's always had the switchability. He's always had the rebounding, the energy. Now the scoring's coming along, the shooting's coming along. He's shooting, 39% from three on the year probably. Shooting like 38.5 heading into the game. Really nice night for Colin Smith. Quentin Malloy-Brown did some nice things. Obviously didn't have the stats Hunter Dickinson did. Didn't completely slow him down, but again, just did it just enough to Hunter Dickinson to wear him down later in the game and make it to where Michigan couldn't just throw it down to him at the end and get a free basket. Again, really nice night all around. Trey Thomas didn't have his best. Paul Lewis didn't have his best. Lee Dort obviously showed he was a little bit younger. Stack didn't trust him in the second half to go play against Dickinson. Malik Dwyer showed his age, kind of got eaten alive by Dickinson there. But again, really solid night for Vanderbilt, a collective effort. But the guard play stood out, and that's what stood out for the past few weeks. Guard play wins in March, and it did today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back whenever Vanderbilt plays again, whether it's Wednesday or Thursday. And later today, I will be at the Vanderbilt Ole Miss game, going to go straight there, and I'm going to do a series recap video as well as the Tim Corbin presser. So expect to see more content on our YouTube in the next few hours. Probably post the Juwan Howard presser as well. But I appreciate you guys watching again, and God bless. See you guys later tonight if you're baseball fans. If not, see you on Wednesday or Thursday. Peace.